What's going on, everybody? David here again, also known as Mr. Brickswag, and today I'm going to do another Lego Star Wars review. So this is the third and final set that I got for the 2024 holiday season. I've been teasing it for a little bit now. This is another Ultimate Collector series because, that's mostly my thing. I don't really collect too many play sets unless it's really really nice for the price or something like that. But for the most part, I'm a UCS guy. And so I knew that I had to get this set as soon as I laid eyes on it. And this is the Razor Crest. Oh boy, this is actually really big. So here we go. Yeah. It's not as big as the Venator, so I can actually put it up next to me on my lap. But yeah, this is the Razor Crest. I believe this retails actually for, I think, $600, but I managed to get it at Target for a special deal. So it was only $520. I think Amazon is running the same deal. I probably should have bought it from them instead of Target. My delivery date got pushed a little bit, but regardless, I got the set. It's here now. It looks absolutely amazing. I've heard a lot of positive things about this set, so I'm really excited to build it. Yeah, so for $600, or in my case, $520, you get a total of, I think it's around 6,000 pieces if we check here. Yep, just over 6,000 pieces, 6,187 to be exact. So actually more than the Venator, surprisingly enough. But like I said, the box is a lot smaller, so I imagine that a lot of the bricks are actually, smaller detail bricks as opposed to large bricks that you would find on the Venator, basically. So again, in terms of price per dollar, I'm really happy with it. I mean, geez, this is amazing. This is an amazing deal in terms of the piece count that you get for your value. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and unbox this, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the contents, and then we're going to just do the build process, and then I'll do a full build review as usual. So I'll catch you guys in a second. All right, everybody. So similar to the Venator, the Razor Crest actually comes with 2 boxes as well. I feel like the set really didn't need 2 boxes. I mean, these boxes are relatively small compared to the Venator boxes. Again, I was talking earlier about how I think this one, even though it has a higher piece count, is just a much smaller set in general. And this is a pretty small box for, UCS, by UCS standards. So again, I think they could have fit everything into one box, but I'm not complaining, really. I think that this, style of art is just absolutely incredible. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the Razor Crest is I don't know what you would call it, like flagship, standout ship from the Mandalorian TV series. It's what the Mandalorian flies. So you can see some box art with him and baby Grogu here. They're in the cockpit of the Razor Crest. As you can see, there's that little ball that it keeps trying to get. So that's a really, really funny and nice touch. Yep, some Razor Crest stuff there. And then, yeah, this is another, again, piece of art, Mandalorian, and then Grogu, and then the Razor Crest off in the distance there. So again, I just think this is absolutely beautiful. Love the box art on this. I hope they continue doing this with some of the bigger UCS sets. It's really, really appealing to me, especially since, the UCS sets themselves don't really have that much art going on anymore. So I think that's a really nice feature. But getting into the contents of the box itself. So we have, I would say 19, normally I would say 19 numbered bags, but that's actually inaccurate. It's not 19 numbered bags. There's 19 numbers. However, there's actually more than 19 bags here. Because as you can see, I've never seen this in a set before, but there are dual numbered bags. So even though there's, a 19, there's 2 bags that are actually numbered 19. It's always a bigger one and then a smaller one. So the bigger one obviously has the big stripe through it, and then the smaller one is kind of off on its own. So I find that really interesting. Not sure why they went with that move, but you can see they did it a couple times here. 19, for example, 13, 10, 5, 4. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, they did it a couple times. So again, just an interesting choice. Not sure why they went with that instead of just putting the mini bag inside, you know, the larger bag. But, you know, maybe it has something to do with space in the bag or something like that. I don't know. And in this box, we also get not one, but 2 separate white envelopes, which is really interesting. And in each of the envelopes comes an instruction manual. So unlike the Venator, these instruction manuals don't have like nice art on them or anything. It's literally just showing, you know, what part is being built in each section, which is fine. Here you can see we have a bunch of stickers. Not looking forward to these, unfortunately. You got 2 really big ones right there, and these are all, you know, fairly major as well. Again, it's just very unfortunate. There's way too many stickers on this. I mean, again, for stuff like this, like I don't mind having stickers for like small sets like this, or even maybe the Carbonite, but just those bigger sets, especially the ones exterior facing, I mean, I feel like that's just ridiculous. And unfortunately, I was just, you know, I was complimenting how the other 2 sets that I reviewed so far have nice printed nameplates. This one, unfortunately, was made right before the time when they transitioned into those. So, because this was made in 2022. So this is actually a sticker, and this is going to go on a nameplate. It doesn't come with this box. I think it's in the second box, but again, that's really disappointing. I hate putting the big sticker on that. So, but you know, we got to do what we got to do. So that's that. But yeah, really looking forward to this. Again, looks like 19 bags. Should probably take me, if I had to guess, probably like 8 hours or so to build all of this. Hopefully it's a pretty easy and really fun build, especially. So I'll catch you guys in the next video when I do the second unboxing. All right, what's going on, everybody? Mr. Brick Swag back again. So I just finished completing the first half of the Razor Crest build. As you can see, it looks, you know, pretty good so far. I would say the main body is, for the most part, done. And there's even like, you know, the top layer is kind of here already fleshed out. So what I imagine is that the majority of the rest of the build will just be the wings and the engines and kind of just this top layer stuff, which hopefully should be very enjoyable. That's usually my favorite part of any build, is like the kind of exterior, the wings and stuff. But yeah, just to take a little bit of a dive into this, I'll do a full set review at the end, so I won't go into too much detail. But yeah, just in general, you know, the majority of the first half was just, you know, building the body. It's taken me a little over 12 hours so far. I'm not sure if that's because I've kind of been like, I've been doing like a pause, stop start sort of building style instead of doing a nonstop one like I did with the Venator. So that might be why it's taking a little bit longer than it usually does. So again, take the 12-hour mark with a kind of grain of salt. But it's been mixed so far. I won't say that I have enjoyed it as much as I have the Venator. Main reason why I would say is because there's a lot of interior detail to be built here. So we'll take a quick look here. Again, I'll do a full review later, but you can kind of see like the cockpit area here. There's baby Grogu right there. Got like some nice little details here. I think this is the gun cabinet. Can't seem to open this right now. Having a little trouble. Sorry, I'll show it at the end. Yeah, that's a gun cabinet. There's like this thing which won't stay on for some reason. Apparently it's supposed to be like nice and level in the picture, but it just won't stay on for some reason. It just popped off there. I'll have to put it back on later. But you have a nice little interior here. You have some details on this side too. My favorite part is actually the Carbonite pieces that you can see right here, which are pretty darn cool. But yeah, that's there's a lot of interior detail here. It looks like we've kind of gotten started on like the loading ramp as well. So I think this is able to pull down. And yeah, so a lot of it was interior kind of building, which again, I'm not a huge fan of, unfortunately. It was really fun to build the exterior pieces. So like this top piece, these two pieces, all the panels here and on the other side. The landing gear was fine. I didn't really enjoy that much. And just the frame was also really fun to build. It's a pretty big frame. This is deceptively large. It's not the biggest set I've ever looked at, but it's actually quite sizable. And I'm sure it'll only get bigger as we continue building. So that's pretty cool. And now to take a look at the second box. You can see here, labeled with a number 2 at the bottom. You see the Mandalorian with his little weapon. I don't know what you call it, but it's that one that disintegrates everybody. And then you got baby Grogu walking out there, very cute. See the Razor Crest. Yep, and then this is a kind of a full shot of the Razor Crest. I believe this is probably from one of the earlier episodes. If I had to guess, I'd probably say like episode 3 of season 1, where they were defending that one village. So really cool shot there. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully ours looks as good as this one when it's all done. And in this section, it looks like we have, I think that's 17 numbered bags. So 20 through 36. Again, we had 19 in the first one, but they weren't exactly 19. Again, there was a lot of duplicates. And this is the same thing here. Like, for example, we have 2 number 22 bags, 2 number 30 bags, whatever. So again, it's a little more bags than you kind of bargain for. And then there's also 2 instruction manuals here and this little plaque for the UCS thing, again, because the stickers are being used here. Yeah, the stickers actually honestly haven't been that bad so far. I don't really have the same complaints about these as I do as the Venator stickers, because these aren't as big and they're also a lot easier to put on. So you can see like kind of the stickers here that they use to fill in for the weird angles. So honestly, I thought I would come in not liking the stickers, but I actually, they've grown on me a little bit. I think it's actually totally fine on this build, so I don't have a problem with that so far. But yeah, so I will build the second half of this ship, and then I'll get back to you with a full review. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mr. Brickswag back here again. It's actually been quite some time since I uploaded the kind of halfway point of the video. What basically happened is that my holiday season came to an end, but I was only I don't know how far I got onto the build in total, maybe like 3/4. And then I kind of had to get back to work, and I barely had any time to put things together. So the last kind of couple bags was was a real struggle, but I did manage to get through all of it. The second half of the build only actually took me about, I think, 9.5 hours roughly. And that combined with the 12.5 hours from the first half of the build, do the math, that's about roughly 22 hours of total build time, which is, I think it's about the same as the Venator, I think. I think it's a little bit less, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it's a pretty long build process overall. Again, about 21 hours or so. And yeah, so first I'll talk about kind of the minifigure lineup, and then I'll talk about the aesthetic of the whole build in general, and then I'll take you through all the features in this, because unlike the Venator, which is pretty much purely a display piece, this one has a bunch of play features as well. And I apologize in advance for my voice. I actually got sick very recently, so the last bit of this video, unfortunately, will have kind of a gruffy voice. But I've mostly recovered from the illness, so hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, so let's actually start with the minifigure lineup here. So over here on the left, you have the Mandalorian, also known as Din Djarin. He has that like gun that disintegrates everything from season 1. I don't know the name. Don't crucify me for that, but I don't know the name of that gun. But that's really cool. The helmet looks absolutely amazing. It does have these holes in it, I think, which are unfortunately not great. But the helmet itself, really nice color. I think I've seen some other of the Din Djarin like minifigs, and this definitely looks some of the best. I mean, this is all season 1 stuff. It's like very, very early season 1 stuff. So he all his Beskar here is pretty worn out, except for the left shoulder over here. So you can see that. But yeah, he has a cape on and everything. There's nice arm printing. So yeah, just really, really nice figure. I think
I gotta say, just based on pictures, I think it is the best Din Djarin we ever had. So this is an amazing minifigure. We have Baby Grogu here with his little pram. You have this like, it hovers, right? So you got this little glass piece to kind of emulate that. Looks really good. You know, it's not a perfect Grogu. I wish it was a little cuter, but you know, it does well for what it is. And then over here, you got that one guy who got captured in episode 1. You know, when Mando comes out, he's like, I can take you in hot or I can take you in cold, you know, and that's the guy that gets captured. So great minifigure there, and obviously he's in handcuffs because he got caught for a bounty. And then you have Queel, I think is how you pronounce it, which is the Ugnaught, and he's riding this blurg. So that's really cool. This is actually, yeah, this is actually kind of a cool thing. It's not a minifigure. This blurg is actually you know, a buildable, I guess, figure is what you would call it, but looks really good actually. You got that like printed eyepiece, so there's no sticker there or anything. It's just a nice thing, and yeah, it looks really good. Again, Queel looks pretty good too. So yeah, it looks really nice. And then you got the little display plaque here. So as you can see, the Razor Crest actually doesn't need a stand because it's not in flying position. It's actually in landing position. So that's the reason why. But yeah, so now they're done with the minifig, so go ahead and start taking a look at the kind of just general build. So you can see here, just kind of the side view of everything. And the first thing that immediately pops out to me, really about this build is the engines. It's hard to see on video, really, but these engines are absolutely massive. I mean, they're ginormous. I mean, these things are huge, absolutely huge. I mean, the engines themselves were like, I don't know, like a ton of bags. I mean, it's probably like a third of the build or something like that. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating there. Maybe it's not a third, but a really big part of the build. A ton goes into this. I loved building the engines. I thought it was very fun. It was a little repetitive at times, but there's probably one of the more fun parts of the build for me. And if you go to the kind of backside here, you'll see that the engines have this little orange piece, and that's indicating, you know, the flames that pop out. Again, I like the ring that they have here. These pieces were really fun to build. A little repetitive, but again, really fun to build. You can spin these. They have one on each side, so one right there as well. So real cool there. And we'll just take a look at the backside in general, I guess. So yeah, you got like this nice piece here, and I'll actually remove this later. So basically this entire top section is removable. And again, I'll show you in a second how you can remove everything and take a look inside. But this basically operates almost like as a half a play set. It's not the most playable set ever, but this has some play feature. And one of those play features, I think, if I'm able to get this out, yeah, is this ramp right here. So you can fully extend this loading ramp right there, that end piece, and you can load stuff into there. Now, I think the one thing you probably want to load in there is probably the blurg, and then the minifigure. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a really nice feature. Really like that about the set for sure. Again, it has just some play value. This is a really sleek. It's hard to even tell that it's there. It's really hard to get out. Like as you can see me struggling. But yeah, it's really cool. The landing gear, I didn't like building this. Just to be honest. I mean, that's fine. I'll talk about the build process in a little more detail in a second. But again, right now, just focusing mostly on aesthetics. The side panels here, really awesome. Again, really fun to build. Unfortunately, it does suffer a little bit here. So you can see that the colors pop out really nicely. That yellow, I love that. And the yellow is, you know, done with pieces here. But in these parts, you know, they're done to give a little bit more, like, I guess, ruggedization. They use stickers. And I mean, I don't really like it. It sometimes doesn't align well if you don't put the stickers on correctly. So you can kind of see here, there's like a little bit of misalignment. Again, some of that is just like, you know, not really, like, you can't really do much about it, you know. Again, this is a sticker right here. They weren't the worst to put on, I'll say that. Like, it wasn't like that bad because the stickers were small. So at least like they're kind of minimal in that sense. But they are still really annoying to put on, and I wasn't a big fan of that. I'm just never a big fan of stickers in general. I understand why they had to do it here, though. It would have been really hard to probably print these, so I acknowledge the fact that maybe it was necessary. I think this was probably doable without the sticker, and this too. These probably a little harder just because they're so like, you know, sloped and everything. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. I always prefer printed pieces if you can. Obviously, the cost will go up, you know, if you have to print certain things. But again, that's kind of annoying. But it does look really nice, though. I really do like the yellow color scheme. It gives a nice highlight to the rest of the build, which is pretty much just gray, which is fine. I mean, I have nothing against that, but the yellow adds a really nice touch. I love a little bit of color in my sets, and so this is a real nice touch of that. You got stickers right here, unfortunately. You can barely notice it, though. So, again, these stickers, not as big of a deal as I would say the ones on the Venator, but, you know, not too bad. But you got these, like, pretty elaborate guns being built up here, which is pretty cool. You got the cockpit right there, and you can actually remove this pretty easily. And you can see some interior detail here. So all those, like, control pieces and stuff to just emulates, you know, the control panels that the Mandalorian uses when he flies the Razor Crest. You got this door right here, which I think opens. Yep, that door opens right there. You got the little, I think those are the frog eggs, if I'm not mistaken. If they're not, then I apologize. It's probably something else. You got this little like section right here where you can put Grogu's pram. So if you actually take him out, you can put his pram on there. And then you have a little kind of ladder section. Yeah, it's like the ladder that goes down to the first floor of the Razor Crest, and you can actually take this entire section out too. The cockpit I don't think you can remove, but like this section you can take out. And there's some nice little Easter eggs in here actually. So I think this section, it's really hard to see, but I believe there's like some Easter eggs down here. Yeah, it's really cool. You can take this out too. Let me just take this out. Sorry, you have to see my crusty hand. But I think that I want to say this is the one section where Grogu had to like do some wiring for the Mandalorian. So again, pretty cool there. And yeah, this is just a section that you're taking out. So yeah, all pretty darn cool. Just a lot of interior details to check out. And again, yeah, just getting a view of the top here. You know, this is a real nice design here. Lots of details, kind of greebling. Wish there was a little more, but yeah, not bad. And mostly tiled off too, like a really nicely tiled offset in general. You barely see any studs anywhere. Like you see like very sparingly. And I'm not a big like stud hater in general, so I don't really care. But it does look nicer that it's tiled off. So I really do appreciate it. Again, this is probably one of the best looking sets I've gotten to date. So aesthetically, yeah, really like just no complaints there. Really awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually show you guys how to take off the what's it called? The top parts, and then kind of be able to play with the inside. So I will get back to you in a second. All right, so just gonna show you guys very quickly how to kind of disassemble the Razor Crest. So first what you have to do is you have to take off this giant engine section. And this is the majority of what's keeping stuff together. So you got to take that out. And these are absolutely massive. I mean, look at that thing, dude. Absolutely huge. You set this aside real quick. And then there's a couple other sections that you can also take out. So this section actually comes off pretty easily. There's some studs involved, so you know you should be a little bit careful with it. But yeah, you can take this one off too. And then going towards the front, you can also take this part off as well. And then get that out of the way. And then the very back section you can also take off. This one actually comes off really, really easily. So that's off. And then I will show you guys the kind of interior now. All right, yeah, so taking a look at the interior of the build. Again, we already went through this section. I just took this off for convenience, just so you can see the entirety of the kind of build. So yeah, this area is pretty much non-playable. And again, the exit ramp is like right there. So you just kind of lead into this area. So the main play area, I guess, is sort of here. So yeah, I actually let's start on the on this side first. So I think I wanted to show you guys this earlier, but I couldn't get a great angle, and I still can, unfortunately. Please subscribe and like. It'll get me money to buy a nice camera. But there's some carbonite stickers. Again, really, really hard to see. I apologize for that. But there's some carbonite stickers. You can see like they're supposed to be characters in frozen carbonite. And I think there's like, yeah, that's the kind of carbonite freezing chamber where Mando goes and freezes things. So you can put that like little blue guy there. And yeah, taking a look at the other side, you have some interesting things going on here. I have no idea what this is. I think it's probably some sort of like operation thingy-mabobber. I want to say it might be the thing that runs like that opens these doors, the weapons doors. But you can kind of see on the left side here, you have, I think these are like storage crates. I think these are credits. I want to say like these two things are kind of credit storages. And then on this side, yeah, right in the middle, you got all those different guns. So that's really cool. You got some rifle right there. That's the one that Cara Dune uses. You got some pistols. Got that silver gun. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, so you got those guns there. You got this thing. I have no idea what this is, to be honest with you. But, yep, some text right there. And yeah, you can close these up. And this is a really, really cool kind of little neat thing, I guess, which is the Boba Fett armor. It's right in there. You got the Boba Fett helmet and jetpack, which is what Mando gets from Cobb Vanth after helping defeat that one thingy-mabobber in that one season. Again, I'm not I don't remember the exact details. And I think that's just a backpack, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a backpack. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior details, I think. Again, yeah, it's mostly the carbonite freezing chambers, the credits right there, the Boba Fett armor, that thing. And there's some, like, I think guns just scattered around the place as well, or like general weapons. So yeah, you can keep an eye out for those as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the interior details. It's pretty limited for the most part. This is a minifigure scale set, but the reason why they can't fit in more is because of all the Technic pieces in the structure, which is totally understandable. So they give us a pretty limited interior, but again, I don't mind. I mean, I didn't buy this for the interior in the first place, so the fact that it just comes with one is a bonus for me. But yeah, unfortunately, the one thing I hated about the interior is that I hated building it, but it looks pretty nice, I guess. And again, there's some cool trinkets in there and nice pieces, so I do appreciate that. So yeah, aesthetically and kind of play feature-wise, I have really no gripes with the Razor Crest. I think the minifigure lineup is also pretty acceptable in general. And just, yeah, I think everything is pretty much positive there. When it comes to the build process, I would say it was a pretty fun build process overall. Again, there were some parts that I really enjoyed building. I really like building kind of the side panels. Those are really, really fun. Just a general like Technic structure in general was also really fun to build. The engines were great. All the detailing on top was pretty fun. There were, again, some parts I didn't like. So the landing gear was a part that I just did not like. It was just a really annoying process to kind of put those on. And you can't take them off either, which is, you know, pain in the butt. So there you go. The guns were not the most fun to build. I mean, that's a minor detail, so I don't really care. And I would say all the interior stuff was not the most fun to build. Stuff doesn't always necessarily like fit where you want it to, because a lot of it is meant to not be kind of like all stuck together and solid like the structure is. And so a lot of it just kind of falls apart. A lot of it is kind of annoying because it's very like fine detail, so it just requires some extra precision to put on. But yeah, and again, this thing doesn't come with a proper stand, so nothing to rate there. But yeah, overall, I would say the build process is a mixed bag. I mean, there were some really, really fun parts and some not ones. So I'd give it like probably like a 6, 7 out of 10. Not the most fun thing to build, but overall pretty acceptable, I would say. In terms of difficulty, I would actually give it a surprisingly high rating. I'd give it probably like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. There are a lot of parts where you can easily mess up because of the very small details or just these small pieces that you overlook. And if you mess up in this, unfortunately, you have to kind of go back almost like from the start. And so that's very, very annoying. There's a lot of things that you can mess up as well because a lot of the colors are similar. So you have to like really be an expert in distinguishing by shape as opposed to by color. So yeah, just a couple of like really, I would say like kind of annoying things there. That make it like a pretty hard build. Probably one of the hardest things I've built ever. I mean, it is a UCS set. It's, it's 18 plus. It's like 6,000 pieces. So I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I'm surprised that the Venator was just that much easier. But yeah, this was pretty fun to build overall, I would say. I mean, I didn't hate building it or anything. There were just some parts that I didn't like as much as others. But yeah. In general, I really do like the Razor Crest. If I had to rate the set overall, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I just think it looks amazing. I think the minifigures and the play features are awesome. Really just, I mean, I just love it just looks so cool. I mean, it just looks absolutely massive in the engines and all the colors. It is really, really, really a cool set. And I'm glad that we got this. I love the Mandalorian TV show, so this is really, really huge. Kind of a big first step for Lego combined with Disney to make like an actual TV show set. I mean, I guess the Clone Wars counts too, but that was a really long series. This is kind of a more like recent project, so I'm surprised they made it. But it is such an iconic ship, and it deserves 100% to have its own set. So yeah, overall, again, I give it an 8 out of 10. A very, very solid, fun set, and I totally recommend it for anybody who's a fan of the Mandalorian TV show, a fan of Lego Star Wars, and a fan of UCS. This is definitely a must-buy. It's retiring this year, so get it while you can. It really is an amazing set. It just looks so amazing and intimidating. I mean, look at this thing, dude. Oh my god, it's so sick from every angle. It just looks so darn cool. I showed you the side view already and the back view, but I mean, just look at this front view. So intimidating. So yeah, I just absolutely love it, and I think it's a great set. So it gets my thumbs up and a seal of approval. But yeah, this will be my last UCS set for quite a while until I get the Jango Fett starship that will probably come out in like May or June or something like that. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, there will be a couple more videos coming. So I got to review my old UCS sets. And then also I bought like a couple smaller Star Wars sets that I'm going to build within the next couple months. So stay tuned for that. Those will be smaller videos, but will still be fun nonetheless. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this review of the Razor Crest. Please give me a subscribe, a like, and a comments if you enjoyed the video. Really, really helps out. Helps me beat the algorithm. I'm a new and growing channel, so I'd love to have as many viewers as possible. So thank you for all your support, and I hope to keep making Lego Star Wars video here on Mr. Brickswag. Peace. See you next time.